that's kind of funny.
Have you ever doubted, in these like 13 years you've been making these videos, have you ever had a moment where you doubted yourself making it or questioned it?
I never thought it would turn into what it did. Like, I started doing these things for fun. And then I remember my wife, it was 2012, we got a letter from United Airlines. They're like, hey, you have all these miles. If you don't use them, they're going to expire. And I'm like, because we had just moved back. I just finished my PhD. I just started working here. And I'm like, we had no money. We had nothing. I'm like, we can't really afford a lot of stuff, but I don't want to lose all these miles. So we used all our miles. We flew all of us to Europe. And then we did it. And then literally a month before we go, my wife's like, don't make the videos. Like, let's just go and enjoy it. Because we thought this could be our last trip, And then YouTube's like, hey, would you like to monetize your videos? Like, let's monetize your video. Like, oh, we'll put ads on your videos and then you'll get paid. I'm like, I could get paid to do this? Because I think we were doing it for like 4 years before we actually got paid. And I'm like, okay. And like, it was funny because like the first checks were like, $50. So it was like, $50. Hey, my wife and I can go out to dinner. That's like once a month we could go out to dinner. We had little kids, we had nothing. And so that was like a huge thing. We can go out to dinner. And then for 6 months, it was like $150. We can go to the grocery store. And it's like, next thing you know, it's a car payment. Next thing you know, it's a house payment. And it's like, and it's just grown and grown. And it's funny because it was like, slow. Then it went like this. And then COVID came and, it's travel. It didn't do very well during that. But now it started to come back. It's like, hey. And now we have a nice core. It's like, look, if you want honest travel advice, it's going to help you travel wherever you go in the world. I'm going to be there for you. Because we have 2,200 videos just on our main channel, not counting all of our other channels for stuff. So we do that. And then the funny thing was, like, during COVID, I didn't want to put out anything promoting travel. So we actually moved to doing live feeds. So every Wednesday and Saturday for March, April, May, into June, we did lives for people. And that was their outlet. So people would come for our Whiskey Wednesdays, and we'd sit there and drink whiskey. We'd reminisce about traveling and destinations and stuff, just to talk. But the thing was, there's so many people you're the only thing we had during that first 2 months during COVID. Like, that was part of their lives. And we ended up stopped doing it twice a week. And then we stopped by July because people were starting to go out more and have lives again, So it was kind of interesting. And then we was like, well, let's go travel. So we spent COVID traveling around the U.S. So the kids had seen all over the world. They hadn't seen a lot of the U.S. So we're like, hey, let's take them around. So we did a bunch of trips during that time, which is really cool. So.